Hello, hi guys. I know it's been a while since you've seen me, but I decided to come on tonight and just have a little candid conversation with you guys about relationships. So I hope that everyone will join me and join in, and let's just have a conversation, because I miss having conversations with you guys, and I miss talking to you. I also miss the fact that I can be honest, and you guys can comment and be very honest with me also. It's not about and the one thing I don't want to do on here is, I am doing this because yes, it is. I had to put my glasses back on so I could see all of you guys for at least a few minutes. But this is all about learning about relationships and becoming a better person to be better in a relationship. I don't want people to, and I say a lot, and I apologize for that. I am truly working on not letting that be my word. So I wanted to make sure I came on tonight because I said I would, one. And two, I wanted to start back up talking about relationships because I think that it was a good conversation. It was, it had substance, and the impact was also good. So I'm going to continue talking about relationships because I think we all can stand improvement in our relationships. No one is perfect in a relationship, so if there is something not working in a relationship, it's not just one person. It could be both people are not putting forth the effort needed to make the relationship work in the way in which it should. And I truly believe that when you're in a relationship, you have to really put forth the effort to make it work. Because if you don't, you will end up in a situation where you're unhappy and they're unhappy. And I don't think anybody really, really, really wants to be in that situation. It's not a situation where, let me say for me, I want to be. And it's not a situation where I think individuals that I have come across are, anyone else really wants to be. I think people want to be in relationships that work, that are good, that don't, every relationship is going to have its issues, but no one wants to be in a relationship where there is always an issue. And I guess I'm saying that, I'm saying that right, because that's the way I wanted to say it. No one wants to do that. No one wants to be in a relationship full of issues all the time. No one wants to do that. And at this point in time, I think it's a good segment to start in, because I heard this from hey Jean. I heard this from, hey Lori, I heard this from someone, and I want to go with it. I had a whole nother subject I was going to talk about, but I wanted to talk about this subject so that we could really get back on the right track. And the subject I wanted to talk about was we need to stop chasing after people in all our relationships. People will be in a relationship with you if they want to be in a relationship with you, whether it's a friendship or it's a romantic relationship. Even family members, brothers and sisters, and I'm getting comfortable, you guys, so I can comfortably talk to you guys about this. People will be in a relationship with you if they want to. I have made it my business, for me, not to be in any relationships I don't want to be in. So if I have a friendship with you, I am in that friendship because I want to be in that friendship. And I want to be in a friendship that is always two ways. you can get something from me. I'm pouring into you and you're pouring into me. I don't want to be in a friendship or a relationship, a romantic relationship, where I'm pouring and I'm not getting anything back, or you are pouring and you're not getting anything back from me. So let's talk. Let's really talk about this. Tea. It's just tea, guys. Have you ever been in a relationship? And this is a question, and I would love for you guys to text in and comment and make your comments so I will know. And if you have something to say, please say it in the comment section so we can talk about it. But I was talking today to someone, and we were talking about how and I'm going to come from the women's perspective, because that's what who I was talking to. I was talking to a woman about the fact that she asked me, she's a younger woman, and she asked me the question. She said, why is it that women are always chasing after men that really aren't interested in them or don't want them? And so I asked her the question. I said, are you sure that they're chasing the men that don't want them? Or is it that they started out in a relationship, or even not a relationship, but they started out talking to each other, and he was all chase, go, 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 go. He was all into it. And then he got to a point where he wasn't doing that anymore, so he wanted her to chase him. And she said to me, she said, but Michelle, isn't the man the hunter? And I said, okay, yes, he is. That's by nature what men are. They're the hunters. I said, but sometimes you can, and I believe that the men are the hunters. I mean, it's in the Bible, and it says, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Does not say that a woman that findeth a husband finds a good thing. Not saying that it isn't a good thing for the woman also, but it states and it makes it clear that a man that findeth a good wife, a wife findeth a good thing. So if a man is supposed to find the wife, then he's going to have to be out there looking. And this is how I explained it to her. I said, she said, I feel like as a woman, she's married though. She's married. She said, but she was talking about her friend. And she said, she felt like she was talking to her friend, and she felt like that her friend was chasing and chasing and chasing after the wrong guys. And I told her, I said, now that is something we can go with. Chasing after the wrong guy because it looks like it's the right guy. You have to, this is what I think and I feel, realize that they cannot chase. Women and men have to realize this, to stop chasing someone interested in you. And I'm truly sorry I keep freezing, but you have to stop chasing people that don't want to really be with you. They may want to be with you in the beginning, and they may find that through conversation, through interaction, that that's not what they want to do. And that's not, I'm going to put on my teacher glasses. Hi, Rosalind. And they might not be interested anymore in dating, but they don't have the guts to tell you that, because they're trying to keep you hanging out there in case they can't find anything better. My thing is this: don't chase after someone that doesn't want you. Don't be in a relationship with someone that doesn't want you, because people know when they want to. Men know when they want to be in a relationship with a woman, and a woman knows when she wants to be in a relationship with a man. And there are clear signs when someone does not want to be in a relationship with you. In the beginning, they may be all in it to win it. They may be all there to, and they're all up in your face, and they want to have conversations with you. They're texting you all the time. They're talking to you on the phone all the time. They can't get enough of being around you. And then all of a sudden, this is what I said to her, and we were talking, and in the conversation, I'm kind of grouping it all together because it was a long conversation. But I said, and then all of a sudden, you find the guy or the girl isn't calling you. You call them, they're not calling you back. You text them, they're not texting you back. Every time you have, you want to talk to them, they're busy. And she was like, yeah, I told my girlfriend that, she was like, I told her to watch some of your other videos, and I was on Facebook, and I said, oh, okay. I said, that's good. She said, because it's good, you know, you've said some things that I think she would need to hear. And I said, okay. I said, well, do you mind if I discuss this? Because I'm coming back on. Do you mind if I discuss this tonight? And she was like, no. I said, I won't use anybody's name. I said, but if your girlfriend is she's interested in a guy, and I can promise you that he is not the guy for her. I have learned this in my years of living. If you start out with a guy and you're in a relationship, or not, and I'm gonna stop saying in a relationship, because when you're getting to know someone, I have said this, I don't know how many times on my lives. When you first meet a person, you meet their representative. You never meet them. You give it a couple of months and you meet them. And then all of the starry-eyed stuff is over. You see who they are, because a person can only pretend but for so long. I said, and women tend to lead with their hearts, so they get a guy that's treating them really good in the beginning, and he's doing this and and then all of a sudden he drops off. He's not ghosting her. He just kind of drops back, and he's not doing all the things he used to do. And then when you talk to him about it, he says, well, why can't you? Why can't you do this? Why can't you chase me? Or why can't you do this? Or why can't you take me out to dinner? Or why can't you buy me this? Again, men are the hunters, right? So if you're a hunter, you hunt. Don't take it out of context and say, oh, you get to go hunt for everyone. No, I'm not saying you have to stop hunting for anything that you want. What I'm saying is be specific. Women and men, be specific about what you want. Know what you want so you don't accept anything. And if you keep, and I told her, I said, if your friend keeps doing the same thing over and over, what is that called if they're doing the same thing over and over and they're getting the same results? It's called insanity. So she needs to stop doing it. Think of this. I told her, I said, if I had to tell your friend anything, I would tell her this. You need to get to know yourself first. You need to get to know who you are before you try to get to know someone else and try to be with someone else. Hey, Aunt Peggy. I said, you need to stop. They need to stop. Women need to stop doing this. And so do men, because I see it both ways. I told you guys, this isn't a male bashing thing, and I will never bash men. I love men. And I'm not going to bash men. I'm not going to make men sound like they're the worst thing in the world. That's not true. My father is a man. I have cousins that are men. My brother is a man. And, you know, I'm not going to do that. Men, and Lori said, men need to stop using women as a placeholder while they are looking for the one. That is true. That's true for a man, but it's also true for a woman, because there are women out here that use men for placeholders also. So we have to be equal across the board. We can't pick one and not the other. I love you too, Auntie. You can't say that men are doing this and women aren't doing this. Both are doing it. We just need to, and you're right, women need to stop using men. Because let me say this, ladies and gents, when you're dating and you're out here dating and you're pretending you want to be with someone, or you're using, as Lori said, using the other person as a placeholder until you find what you want, you're damaging and hurting someone. So that when that next person comes that really wants to be with them, and they start to see, oh, well, we're getting close, I'm getting close to this person, I'm starting to build up feelings for this person, then they back off. Sometimes it's a fear of getting hurt from a woman or a man that has been hurt. So you're dealing with a damaged person. And can a damaged person be fixed? I mean, can they get over it? Yes, they can get over the damage. But if they've been damaged multiple times and they haven't sought counseling or anything of that nature, then guess what? Hurt people hurt people. That's a true statement, no matter how you want to put it. And it's not something you want to hear, but a lot of people don't think they should. Hey, Mark, how are you, my friend? A lot of people get into relationships and they're hurt. and they have unresolved issues, and they bring those issues into another relationship. And guess what they do? They kill the new relationship because of the things they haven't fixed with the old relationships. Or if they're out of the old relationships and they get into, which I'm hoping they're out of the old ones and getting into new ones, they bring all their baggage. And that's not good for your new relationship. Before you jump into a new relationship, ladies and gentlemen, you need to know. You need to know you're done, and you need to know whether you got hurt or not in the relationship. You cannot carry that into a new relationship. You can't judge your new person by your old person, because guess what? They're two different individuals, and you have to deal with them in two different ways. I hate it when someone says, well, you're just like so-and-so, or you're treating me like this, or you do. I don't like that, because this is my thing. Stop critiquing me on somebody else's garbage. And I can say this from hearing it from men and women. Nobody wants to be critiqued, or nobody wants to hear all the time, well, so-and-so would do me like this, and now you're treating me this way, and it's not, nobody wants to hear that. If you're going to be in a relationship with someone, be in that relationship with that person. Okay? If guys, if you're going to be in the relationship with Annie, be in the relationship with Annie, and stop talking about Tasha or Mary or Jane. If you're going to be in the relationship with Sally or whoever, be in the relationship with the women. If you're going to be in the relationship with John or Joe, stop talking about Mike or Terry and what Mike or Terry did to you. Because this is the thing. Joe can't fix what Mike broke. You have to fix that. Men, Mary can't fix what Sally broke. You have to fix that. And you have to be man enough or woman enough to step up to the plate, put on your big boy drawers or your big girl panties, and say, hey, I need to fix this before I go into another relationship to ruin somebody else's life. I don't want to mess up somebody else's life like somebody messed up mine. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that kind of person. And if you do, then stay away from people until you're ready to fix what's wrong with you, because this is the thing, people. You can never fix someone else. No matter how much you want to, no matter how much you love someone, no matter how much you want to try, you can never fix someone else. And if you are dealing with a very damaged person, that person has to be willing to fix themselves. Okay? I know. Been there, done it. Not trying to fix anybody, but this is my thing. Know who you are, know what you want, and don't accept less. Because when you do, what's up, cuz? Hey, Sean, hey. So when you do know what you want, do not sit around and take anything. This is my thing. I don't believe that you should settle for less than what you want, and I don't believe you should settle for less than what you're worth. The thing is, you have to know what you're worth in order to say, I'm not going to settle for this, or I'm not going to do this because I'm worth more. Now, that's not being conceited. That's not being arrogant. That's not being high-minded, or whatever people may call it. That's knowing what your worth is and not settling for less. And I tell everybody, that is something you need to, the first relationship you should have is a relationship with you. Because once you have a relationship with yourself and you know who you are, you don't have to worry about when you get in a relationship with someone else. You're trying to figure it out. You won't lose yourself in the relationship because you know who you are in the relationship, right? You knew who you were before you went in the relationship. So if you know who you are when you go into a relationship, don't lose yourself when you get into it, okay? It's not necessary. And why should you? If a person is going to be with you, they need to want you for who you are. Ups, downs, good, bads, likes or dislikes. Because this is my thing. People need to stop trying to make people what they want them to. It's like you go, what's that little thing they used to toy they have? They still have it in stores. Build-A-Bear. That's what it is. Build-A-Bear. So you get in a relationship and now you're trying to build a man or build a woman. Really? Those are adults. Okay, guys? You can't build them. God did that. And if you didn't break it, you can't fix it. Okay? So stop trying to do those things. It's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for them, because then that person becomes codependent on everything, you to make them feel better, you to make them feel loved, you to make them feel like they're worth something. That's not something you're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to feel that about themselves already. If you've got to make yourself feel love, you got to love yourself. You've got to have your confidence and your self-esteem. You've got to be who you are, and then you've got to turn around and you're dating somebody. You got to build a man, build a woman. No, that's not. No. Sorry, guys. No, I don't think it's fair for someone to have to build a person to be with. When you go into a relationship, you should already be built. Point blank, period. Or don't go into one. Stay out of relationships where you're messing up other people if you're not ready for that. It's unnecessary. It's not something you have to do. Why? Why do you feel like messing someone else's life up is okay? This is only if you've been damaged. And let me say this, we've all been damaged. It's the way we handle it and the way we take care of the damage. That is the thing. You can be damaged, and you could have been damaged, but you took the steps and went through the procedure in which to fix the problem, get over it, and build from that. Yes, you're never going to forget what you know. You're never going to forget when someone hurts you. But if you can get a lesson out of it, that is the thing. So you know that next time that situation comes up, you know how to handle it better. You're supposed to grow from your experiences, not go in someone else's life and try to make them pay for what someone else has done. That's absolutely ridiculous. Now, like I said, when I was talking to the young lady, hey Ivy, when I was talking to the young lady, I told her this. She said that her girlfriend had made a statement to her and said that, how did you, when you picked your husband, how did you pick your husband? And she told her, she told her, all my life, I have felt like she's known what she wanted in a man. But until he came along, she didn't go hunting for him. He came hunting for her. She said, and when she sat down with him, and they had a conversation, she told him what she was looking for in a man. He told her she didn't say what she was looking for, and I don't want to misquote her. She said she told him what she wanted in her husband, and he told her what he was looking for in a wife. And when they sat down and had that grown-up conversation, then they knew where both of them stood. She said, and once he met her parents, and she told him, I have watched all my life how my father treated my mother. And if a man can't treat me better than that, I can stay home with my father. And I told her, I said, I couldn't have said it no better. So I told her, I said, you're right. And that's what you should be thinking. But not everybody grows up with a mother and a father. So my thing is, you always, if you are, and not everybody grows up in a home where the father treats the mother good or the mother treats the father good. So sometimes your examples can be a little skewed there. But what I do know is that you need to make sure that you're ready for a relationship. And I told her, I said, maybe your girlfriend isn't ready for a relationship. I said, maybe she's looking for something because, you know what, like I said, build a bear, build a man, build a woman. We have these long lists of what we want in a man. And I don't want to bust anybody's bubble or anything. Women have a list, men have a list. Check, 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 check. Point. She meets this point, that point. He meets this point, that point. But this is the thing. That person that you have on that list, those 20 things, 10 things, 5 things, you're not going to get them all. You're not going to get them all. Like I said, this isn't build a man, build a woman. You're not going to get them all. But that doesn't mean you can't have them all. You understand what I'm saying? I hope you guys get that. You have to know that this is my thing. If you fall in love with someone and you guys are in love and you want to be together, you will want to be better for the other person. But first and foremost, you've got to be better for you. So before you go and get into a relationship with someone, be a better person for you. Then you can be a better person for someone else. Hey, Put! All of my cousins are coming on. I'm loving it. Be a better person for you. Thank you, Ivy. Ivy said you don't sit around, and it keeps glitching, and I'm sorry about that, guys. But don't sit around and say don't sit around and say because you've been hurt, there's no good men out here. There's no good women out here. That's a lie. And I'm not going to say it any other way. That's a bull-faced lie. There are good men out here and there are good women out here. The problem is, and the problem may be with you having a good man or a good woman, you might not be in the places you need to be to have a good man or a good woman. See, you can't expect to go and party all the time and find a good man that wants to really, I'm not saying you can't find a good man in a club. I'm not saying that, because this is my thing. You can find a good man in a club and you can't find one in a church. Sometimes you'll find the worst men in the church and a good man will be in a club. But what I'm saying is, you can't go out with your intentions, or women or men, to find someone and then want to change them when you find them. If you find a woman or a man in a club, know that they're going to want to go to the club. Okay? So if you're not ready for him to be ready to go out all the time, don't go to the club and say, oh, I'm going to get a man. Because again, women, you shouldn't be going to the club saying you're going to get a man anyway. You should be being hunted. You shouldn't be the hunter. Okay? So let's get that part out of the way. Men, don't go in the church. Oh, I'm going to find me a good church girl. Because, honey, let me tell you something. She could have just been on a pole stripping last night. Okay? That could have been stripping last night. Went home, got something to eat, changed her clothes, and went to church. Don't make her a bad person. Don't make her a good person. But it does mean this. Hello, Deanne. But it does mean this. Don't go out looking for something that's in your mind that you've made up, this perfect person. Because there is no perfect people. People are always going to fall short because there is no perfect people on this earth. Women are men. What you're going to find is, if you look at things, you say, I want someone who's compatible. I can't get that word out right ever with me, but compares to you, that you can talk to. You want someone you can talk to, someone you can have fun with, someone that you can just millie around in the house and do nothing with. That you guys are happy with each other, being happy with each other. You don't want someone that you want to go shopping all the time and he wants to sit on the couch and read a book, or he wants to go to the club and you don't ever want to go to the club, and you want to go to church, or you want to go visit your family and he don't ever want to go see your family. You understand what I mean? You have to have someone that compliments you and you compliment them. Don't get me wrong, people. I have learned out here, dating I'm in dating is different from when I was younger. But what I do know now, and I knew then, I know me. I know me. And let me tell you something. Knowing me means, some people take me knowing me as I'm arrogant. Some people say I am stuck up. My thing is, call me what you want, but I'm going to get what I deserve. I know my worth, and I'm not going to settle for less. And that's what you have to know, women and men. You have to know your worth and don't settle for nothing less. And Ivy said, worst men plenty in the church, cause they come in a sheep in wolf's clothing. That is so true. It is. But that's not only men, but she's speaking from a woman's point of view, but that can be either way. A wolf can come in a wolf can come in sheep's clothing as a woman or a man. Let's make it clear. Neither one are exempt from it. Because a woman can come in a pretty package and be a hot mess up under that package. A hot mess. You hear me? I mean, and a man can come and he can have the body of Adonis, but have the brain of a pea. Just saying. So you have to know what you want. And the only way you can know what you want in a relationship is that you have a relationship. And I will say this again, because I said it at the top of this conversation. You need to know and have a relationship with you first and foremost. Because if you don't, you won't. Believe me or not, you won't. You will never get what you want. Hey, G, how are you? You will never get what you want if you don't know who you are. How can you possibly get what? And this is my other thing. How can you walk around not knowing who you are, talking about you love somebody else? Come on now, let's be real. How can you love someone when you don't even know how to love you? Well, Michelle, what are you saying? I'm saying if you don't know you, you can't love you. So how can you love someone else? That's not possible. Now, you can feel lust, but you're not going to love somebody unless you know who you are. The one thing I have known, and again, I have a 35-year-old and a 28-year-old. And the one thing I have known since I was young, I have known who I am. And I've always known what I deserve. I deserve the best of everything. Why? Because I am the best. Now, you may say, well, Michelle, so am I. And you know what I say? Go ahead, boo. You sure are. But I know who I am. I know what I deserve. And I'm not going to settle for less. Okay? Janai said, that's why I choose this path in life. You know, you have to make choices. Sometimes your choices may take you down a road that is a little longer to find your partner or the person you want. Because I told the young lady this. I said, for me, I want a partner. I want a friend. I want a companion. I want a lover. I want it all. I want the whole package because this is why I want this. And this is why I will settle for nothing less, because I am that person. So why am I going to be 100% giving you something that you're not giving me? No. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to give 100 and you come around here trying to give me 50. No. Let me say this. I worked too hard on being the best me that I can be to settle for somebody coming around here where I'm at trying to give me 50%. Please. And that needs to be the attitude of everybody. I'm not going to settle for less than what I'm willing to give. Hey, Reggie. Hey, Crystal. And I just finished saying this. Reggie said, choose godly people. And I said this earlier and I'm going to say it now. Not always are the godly people that say they're godly. I'm just being honest here. Okay? I'm not saying godly people aren't godly. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying not every godly person is a good person for someone, because they could be damaged and they could be messed up. And then they turn around and mess somebody else up. Yeah, I am not a drive-through or a drive-by. That was Lori. That's exactly right. And I take that on as to say, not take it on as me, but I'm saying I take it to say, I don't think women or men should be a drive-through or a drive-by. I think but my thing is, if your self-esteem is low and you don't know any better, you're going to let yourself be that. You're most definitely going to let yourself be that. So again, I say it because I've been saying it. Know your worth and you won't be a drive-through or a drive-by. You see, when talking to this young lady, I realized this one thing that when we were talking about her friend is well educated. She has a great job. I mean, a great job. She has her own home, her own this and that and the other. But I realized something that when we were talking, her friend, she was telling me that her friend is always trying to compete with other women, even with her. And everybody that hangs out with them is like, why does she do this? And my thing is, she does that because her self-esteem is low. After 30 years of relationships, I find this life so much more peaceful. Learning to love me more it's wonderful. That came from G, and that is true. And I told her, I said, you know, it's not that she necessarily wants to be you or be the other girlfriends, but her self-esteem is low, so she doesn't know anything else because maybe she hasn't seen anything else. And maybe hanging out in another crowd of people will help her. But this is what I do know. I do know you cannot look at other people and build yourself from other people. Okay? You can't do that. You have to look in the mirror, and this is something I tell everybody they should practice. You need to walk up to a mirror, and if you have one or don't have one in your house, get one. Get you a ceiling to floor length mirror. I have one. And sometimes you've got to go stand in that mirror and face yourself. Take off every strip of clothes you got on and look at who you are and love you for who you are. Whether it's skinny, fat, big boobs, little butt, whatever. Men and women, your stomach hanging like nobody's business, whatever it is. You've got to love you for who you are. And when you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, the heck with what anybody else thinks about me. I am me. I love me. And if a person can't love me, then they can't be with me. You are on the way. You are on your way to your better self. Love is powerful, and you will know the difference. Yes, love is powerful. You will know the difference between love and just a like or lust. You'll know the difference. But this is the thing: if you don't love yourself, you'll never know the difference. You'll think like and lust are love, and then what happens when you find out like and lust aren't love? You get hurt. Girl, refuse being a parking station. Exactly. That's just like that was something from Ivy. That's just like saying it's you're a placemat. I'm nobody's placemat. You should be nobody's placemat. That's whether you're a woman or a man. Know that this conversation isn't just for women bashing men. This is a conversation about women and men on both sides of the table. Don't be somebody's, as people used to say, I'm not your doormat. Don't walk over me. Hello, you're not. You're not someone's doormat. Don't allow people, whether it's a relationship romantically or it's a friendship or whatever it is, do not allow people to walk over you like you're not there and then think that it's okay to continue to do that. No. This is me, Michelle Constantine Forster. I'm the type of person, I'm going to stop you in your tracks. Excuse me. No. You're not going to talk to me that way. No. You're not going to treat me that way. No. You're not going to do that to me. Because the thing about me is, you treat me that way once. Okay. But don't think you're going to get it a second time. Because I'm going to, I don't know how to put it any other way. I'm going to check you. I'm going to check you at the door and back you out of it. You don't cross this threshold and think that you can do anything to it. No, you can't. No, you can't. And that's the attitude every woman and man should have when it comes to their selves. It shouldn't be that you are waiting around for someone to validate you. Validate yourself. Know who you are. Know whose you are. Know you, please, know you. Reggie says, after the lust runs out, the ball game changes. Exactly. And that's what I've been trying to say. It is true. After the lust runs out, the ball game changes. And guess what? That's usually when they're gone. I say this to men and women. You shouldn't, unless knowing who you are is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. Everybody should know yourself. And I'm going to say something. I hope I don't offend anybody, but I'm not trying to offend anybody. But I've learned this. Knowing who you are, I say, take yourself out to dinner. Take yourself to the movies. Take yourself on walks. Learn, read, and learn who you are mentally and physically. And when I say physically, men and women, let's be honest. If a woman and a man have never in their entire life masturbated, something is wrong. You don't know what you like, so you will accept anything. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't short yourself. I know who I am from head to toe. I know what I like. I know what I like to eat. I know what I like to wear. I know who I like to be around. I know the kind of sex I like. I know it all about me. Okay? And a person that knows themselves like that isn't going to settle for less than what they want. This is my thing. I go into a relationship, I'm going as a 100%. I'm not going as 50-50. I'm going in 100%. So you better come at me with 100% or don't come at all. And that's the way women and men should always feel about themselves. You should always feel that way about yourself. You should never be like, oh, well, you know what? I'm this old, so I'm just going to take this person because they're willing to be with me. Girl, please. Man, please. Why? You can be in a relationship with you by yourself and have more fun. Because guess what? You don't have to ask nobody what they want to eat. You don't have to tell nobody where you're going. You can have an orgasm all by yourself, and guess what? You don't have to have no sweaty body next to yours. And you can go to sleep and snore, and ain't nobody gonna bother you. So you can have a better relationship by yourself than you can with someone that isn't treating you right. You can. So think about this if you don't think about anything else. Regina? Hi, Regina. When it comes to relationships, you need to know who you are, first of all. And you don't need to go into a relationship with baggage from a relationship you just got out of. Fix the things that are wrong so that when you go into the new relationship, it's a new relationship for you, it's a new relationship for the other person, and don't look back and judge what you may see as an action from this person, this new person that happened with the old person. Because now you're trying to sit around and say, oh, well, when that person was acting like that, I should have paid attention because that's what made them cheat on me, or that's what caused us an issue. But the new person is not the old person, so the reaction should be different. It should judge a person for who they are, not for someone else that hurt you and what they did. And if you can get that in a relationship, it's a good start to being all right. Don't let sex and money dominate. No, you shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. When you come to the table with someone, make sure you're equally, okay? I say this to anybody. Reggie said that. I say this to anybody, and I'll continue to say this. Why would you come to the table with someone that doesn't have what you have or doesn't have the potential to get more or whatever the case may be? My thing is, I'm a very ambitious person. I take risks. That's who I am. I've been this way all my life. And I'm probably going to be this way for the rest of my life. I take risks. But the thing is, I need you to know that that's who I am. Don't try to change me, because I'm not going to change. What if, Ivy said, what if it's bad? What if what is bad, Ivy? answer. You got to tell me what you're saying, what is bad, and I will answer it if you tell me what's bad. I don't know what that comment is relating to, but this is my thing. As I was saying, I don't want to sound like I am saying that the person that deals with me has to, because I don't want you guys to step off into thinking that I'm only talking about financially. I don't want you to think that, because that's not true. And that's not true about me, and that's not what I'm saying. Oh, sex. Okay, what if the sex is bad? Girl, if the sex is bad, let it go. I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry. But as for Michelle, and since you're asking Michelle the question, Michelle is going to give you the answer that she goes with. I'm not saying if the sex ain't good. I mean, like I said, this is where knowing yourself comes in. You have to know who you are and what you like, so that you don't settle for something that you don't like. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but you know, I know Ivy well. She knows me well enough to know I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying, if the sex isn't good, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that ain't gonna work out for you. Yeah, let me drink something on that one, Ivy. Yeah, because sooner or later you're gonna get frustrated. You're going to get frustrated because, again, that goes back to build a man or build a woman. Yes, you can learn, let me rephrase that. If the sex is bad and all these other things are good, unless you have told this person that it's bad and that you guys need to work on it and see if it can get better. But if it can never get better and that's important to you in the relationship, you're going to always be frustrated. You're always going to be frustrated. Reggie says tell the person, and he's right. Tell the person, because if everything else is good and the sex is bad, and the person is willing to work to try and make it better, then maybe you should try that. But if you're at the point where it's bad and you're frustrated, then you have to think about what you're going to do to make yourself happy. I know that sounds selfish, but let me tell you something. We are human beings. We are all selfish. So if someone tells you they're not selfish, that's a lie. We are all selfish. We're selfish on different levels, but we're all selfish people, because that is just how we are. That is our build. As a human, we are selfish. So don't make yourself a martyr by sacrificing your happiness because someone is maybe not good in bed. I want to say it some other different way, and I've tried to say it 2 different ways, but it's just not working. Reggie, you can tell the person, this is what Ivy said. Reggie, you can tell the person thousand times, and they're not getting it, is what she's trying to say. And if that's the case, maybe it's time for you, one, to seek counseling, to see if you can get counseling to make it better, or to get them to listen to what you're saying. But at some point, you have to come to a decision, whether you're going or staying, whether you're willing to settle for that or stay there. Reggie says, Ivy, hit the road. Reggie, I don't know that it's Ivy that she's saying it is her. I think she's asking a question, but for whatever person, for whomever this is an issue, don't look back. No, don't look back. Hey, Cheryl, how are you, sweetie? Ivy said you can even lay down the menu. Wait a minute. You can even lay down the menu down. So I think she's saying you can even lay the menu down and tell them what you want and they still not get it. Well then, honey, I am telling you this. I don't know what you can do with that. No clue as to what you can do with that and how you can fix that. And if somebody else has some advice on here, please jump in, because I'm always welcoming and I will read any comment that someone has. But my thing is this, and this is the truth. If you are in a relationship and it is not working out for you, and you have done, as Ivy has said, and you've put the menu out there, you've talked about it 1,000 times, you went to counseling for it, you've tried to make it better, then you have to start thinking about making a different decision. Because if you're continually doing the same thing all the time and you're getting the same results, that is called insanity. And nobody wants to be on that roller coaster. Reggie said, just have to come to Jesus, just have a come to Jesus meeting with that person. Yes, sooner or later, you're going to have that meeting. And if you have that meeting and, like Ivy said, they don't get it, then guess what it's time to do? It's time to think of another way. That's why I said maybe counseling will help. Been there, done that, Lori said. Maybe counseling would help. Maybe, I don't know, because sometimes you need sexual counseling. You need counseling for sex. That, to find out what the differences are, what the, Latanya McNeil, hi, maybe it's a problem with their understanding of the way you're saying it to them. I don't know. I say this all the time. I am not a psychiatrist by any means, but I have a lot of years up under my belt as far as relationships are concerned. And keep your clothes on. Reggie says, keep your clothes on. Well, if they're in a relationship, Reggie, I think that they've maybe been in a relationship for a while is what she's saying. Not particularly her, but she's saying if they've been in a relationship for a while, maybe that is why she's saying that they need. I'm not going to try and paraphrase for Ivy. Ivy can talk for herself, and I will read whatever Ivy says. But what I will say is that you've got to, again, know who you are and know what you're willing to accept. And once you've reached your breaking point, it's your breaking point. It really is. So guys, this is a great conversation. I hope to see you guys back on. I'm going to try and do 7 weeks of talking about damage people in relationships, and also the topic's going to change. It's going to be things such as how to make your relationship better. We're going to talk about sex. Let me get that straight. Let me put that out there right now. We're going to talk about it because this is a thing I've learned. People don't want to talk about it, but it is a part of relationships. It's supposed to be a part of relationships, and it's supposed to be a good part of relationships. Now, with all of that being said, everybody has different beliefs. So I can't tell anybody what to believe. And I'm not going to ever try to tell someone what to believe. But I don't believe that you should buy the menu, buy the whole menu and don't test out the food. I don't think I think that's crazy. So, you wouldn't go to a restaurant and say, I want filet mignon, and you've never had it. You wouldn't want to go to a restaurant and order like filet mignon, lobster, and asparagus and all these things, and you've never had any of it. You want to test it before you continue to buy all these things or purchase all this stuff to eat. Well, that's just like a relationship. Ladies, you wouldn't go to a store and buy a pair of shoes without trying them on, right? No, you wouldn't. Guys, you wouldn't buy a suit without trying it on, would you? No, you wouldn't. Grandma always says, would you buy a pair of shoes without trying them? Lori said that, and then she put laughing my blank off, her A off. But that's true. Would you? No, you wouldn't. So if you're willing to try on a pair of shoes before you take them home with you, and that's what $600-700 for a pair of shoes, but you're taking home a lifetime partner and you haven't tested the road? I don't know. I think men don't like to be told that they not good. They think they take offense. Okay, so Ivy says she doesn't think that men like to be told they're not good, and I guess we're talking about sex now, and they're not good at sex. They don't like to be told that. They get offended by that. Well, that can go both ways, because women also can get offended by being told they're not good. Yeah, that definitely can go both ways. So yeah, but you're right, Ivy. Men do get offended, and they get offended much faster than women when it comes to that. They really do. And I hate to say that like that, but they do. So I don't know. I don't know why they do, because I always think that people want to learn more and want to be better. If I'm lacking in an area, I want to know I'm lacking there so I can work on making that better. But you're right, some people can't handle that. They can't handle it at all. So guys, I hope to see you guys tomorrow, where we can continue this conversation and continue talking about relationships. I think it's a good thing to have an outlet to be able to talk about relationships. So let's talk. Let's really, really, really talk about relationships. I hope to see everybody tomorrow, and I'm going to end on this note. Know who you are, know whose you are, and you will always get what you want. When you don't know yourself, you can't know someone else. And when you don't love yourself, you can't love someone else. So the first person you need to fall in love with is yourself. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Smooches. Bye.